Hello, everybody, and welcome to Technically Trek. I got the wrong background stuck up there. I just realized that. I am your tardy, sleepy host, Admiral Dave Prime, and over there on my left is the durable Captain Katie. How are you doing, my dear?
Um, I'm okay. I finally got my glasses.
Supposed to come
Yay!
out at 9 o'clock,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna watch for that.
After
And if it haven't done that, I'm gonna give them a call.
Gonna mute Travis backstage there.
yeah, after a lot of after a lot of difficulty, I finally got my new glasses.
Woo!
I've got these for general wear, and then I've got reading glasses. And they are finally the correct prescription. So yeah, they're working out okay. And yeah, everything seems to be going well. I'm alive.
That's good. And where
And how are you,
is...
my darling?
Oh, other than just yeah, last week that was a bit of an adventure. Seeing the internet, I think there was like a massive internet outage in the area, which was just causing a lot of chaos. It wasn't letting me access certain things on Paramount. Then I was getting errors up the wazoo on that. I tried it on my TV, I tried it on my laptop. They were giving me two completely different errors, and then
Yeah.
yeah, then a whole bunch of other nonsense was going on. So I was like, oh, fuck.
Honestly, I was supposed to have a repair guy coming around today, but I got a phone call saying that his van had broken down. And then when the lady called me back to reschedule, she said she was having to do everything by hand because our internet had gone down.
Hmm.
And just this year there has been so much bother with technology. Honestly, it's been going haywire, and it's happening. Like, it's not just here, it's not just with you, it's across the globe. And I know that there's been like solar flares and things like that, but um last year it was actually predicted that all of this was going to happen as we
Hmm.
entered the age of Aquarius, which was November last year, I think, if I remember rightly. And there was going to be like a lot of problems and a lot of glitches with certain aspects of technology, especially the internet. Um, but there's been so many different glitches. People's phones aren't charging. People's cell phones aren't charging. And it doesn't matter if it's iOS or Android. And like iPads, tablets, people have been having problems charging them. Updates have been going all haywire. I lost my entire gallery of photos in my cell phone. And so there's been a lot of different glitches with technology, and it was
Hmm.
all predicted as we enter the age of Aquarius. So seems to be living up to the prediction, annoyingly so.
Yeah, because I mean, I've been having some like say my there were some days that my phone charges like no problem. Other weeks it goes fast, but it's just like, that is interesting to know.
Well, I ended up having to get a new cell phone, and I can only charge this with two charging cables and wireless. But wireless charging takes forever and a day. But yeah, there is only um that there's only like two charging cables I can use for my new phone. My mother is having problems. I cannot send a standard SMS text message, but I can receive them. Yeah, and that only happened when my previous cell phone it stopped charging, and there is something wrong with the charging port or the battery. So I didn't get a new cell phone just for shits and giggles. and I ended up having to put my SIM card in my tablet. And ever since then, I've not been able to send SMS text messages. I still can't. I can only send it's like RCS Google messages. But I can only send those if if like my contacts have got it set up on their phones as well. So yeah, there's a hell of a lot of the moon's in the 7th house and Jupiter aligned with and I also need to figure out when Mercury is next going into retrograde. I really should keep up with this because that is just gonna be what's that, Zach? We are no longer in the age of screw you. We are not in the age of Kirk. I love you, Zach. I really do. And you know, I will never stop. But no, we are not in the age of Kirk. That is when I will stop this roller coaster and jump off.
Oh, yeah. There's this. I'm gonna have to look it up. Saying I didn't think of it until now, but there's it's a YouTube channel that just puts a lot of shorts on like Star Trek memories. And right now, I mean, he does do a lot of clips from the original Trek, but
Yeah, I won't be watching that.
one of the original one of the scenes that he's been doing lately was repeated in the Next Generation episode Relics with Scotty, because there's that scene with Scotty at 10 forward, and the waiter gave him some synthahol, and Scotty knew right away it was not real.
Yeah.
He's like, "What the frick is this shit?" And he's like, "It's
Yeah.
He's like, "Dude," he's like, your grandpa was in diapers when I was drinking scotch. This ain't scotch." So Data shows up and says, "I think he's got some real alcoholic stuff in here. Let me help you out with that." And then he grabs a bottle and he's like, "What is it?" It is green. And
Yeah.
but there's a scene where I forget the name of the alien race. They took human form. They were from the Andromeda galaxy. They stole the Enterprise in attempt to fly it to Andromeda to save their race, but the crew was finding ways of incapacitating them, and one of the aliens that took human form, Scotty drunk them under the table. And so they got the guy just like stupid drunk. And Scotty was say just pulling random shit, and the guy said, "What is it?" It's it's green. He's like,
Well, I'm sure that Scotty could drink anyone on any starship under the table, even Spock, and probably even a Klingon. In all honesty, because I don't care what Kirk it is, but no, he's Scottish. The Scottish can hold their liquor. I love drinking with the Scots.
But yeah, say that. But yeah, then Scotty gets passed out drunk after he got the little remote control thing. He's talking to his bottle of scotch. He's like, "We did it, sweetie," and just like he just passes out.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes. The Scots can drink anyone under the table, but then all of a sudden it's just like boom, they're
Yeah,
down.
but the way the alien went down, he's just like,
Yeah, and that's what you get for drinking with a Scot.
yeah. But yeah, that was that. I think that was one of the better episodes from Next Generation, the original series. I don't know why I thought that. I fell asleep. I took a nap for 2 hours, so things are a little. But that's what makes this show unique. Because I mean, we screw up, we have fun, we laugh about it. We are live. We encourage our live participants to pop in on their camera if they're watching on my YouTube channel, they can just click the link below. If you're watching on Legacy Zach's channel, there should be a link to pop over to Dave Prime 1701 so you can get that. Most likely, Katie. Most likely. But see my able to just that needs to rub off on you.
Sleeps need to rub off on me. You know, I swear people are stealing my sleeps. All that dubby you're drinking, I think it's having an effect on me.
In a good way or a bad way?
Well, considering I've had about 2 hours sleep in a week, you know, this is the only reason I don't drink dubby.
There's no caffeine in A&W though.
Yeah, but for some reason, and even if there's no caffeine in like energy drinks and things along those lines, I can't drink them because yeah.
Well, speaking of energy drinks, that say Dubby is partners with Technically Trek to give people that want to try some of their flavors out, and you get a 10% off your order if it's a non-bundled package. If the bundled packages, you get a heck of a deal with that. So definitely jump on those. But if you just get in like a tumbler or one or two flavors, I'm planning on trying a couple of their flavors here soon, and I am going to do a live taste test. I'm not gonna open it until I'm on the show to see what it's like. It might be Grandpa Snitcher waddle. It might be another flavor. Don't know yet. But yeah, if you go on w.gg, still gotta get used to talking with these dentures in my mouth. Saying you type in the code TEKTREK, TEKTREK, you get 10% off your order. And what are you laughing at?
I was just with you mentioning your dentures, they should do, in honor of partnership with Technically Trek, they should do Dave's denture water.
Well, that would be interesting. Since
I'm so sorry that just with you saying that, it just, yeah, I do apologize. You know, lack of sleep, it gets to me, and then associating with the rabble.
I'll say, well, I don't know about up there in Canada, Phil, but a lot of the energy drinks on the table have like zero sugar. They say that's one of the things. Yeah, Dubby does not use sugar in theirs. So, and I did try their mystery flavor when it first came out, and it was discontinued. It was cherry popsicle, it turns out. But
See, the thing is, even with ingredients that they use, like certain fruits and things like that, that the fruits themselves will add sweetness to the drinks.
yeah, I say, but yeah, they and with with W you get that energy boost without the sugar crash afterwards, like a lot of energy drinks on the market do. Yeah, I say I got 'em about 3 weeks ago, Phil. I say I got a full set of teeth now. I'm missing like half my molars up there, saying, but now I can smile without any embarrassment.
But anyway,
Anyway, now that we got the right thing up top is saying we're going to talk about the next generation episode Frame of Mind. It's October, so we're going to start talking like spooky episodes or the episodes that kind of
are a bit
get you
unhinged.
yeah. Ours, I like to call it, and say it, pardon my French, but a mind fuck. Because this is one of those episodes that you really begin to wonder what the heck's going on in the episode. I mean, even Riker was getting into that, just like what is real, what is not.
Yeah. This episode, it's very close to home for me. And I mean, I'm not going to go into it, but I'm not shy about discussing mental health. I'm not. I do have mental health issues myself, and
Same.
this episode, especially with the warping of reality, not knowing who you are, that is a very big, that hits closer to home for me than anything. And the not knowing who you are, not knowing where you are. And I mean, hats off to Oh my god, what's his name?
What?
Jonathan Frakes. Jonathan Frakes,
Yeah.
that's it.
I
Hats
was
off.
like,
I know it's
I
probably
heard you. You just sort of laugh. It's like, why are you laughing? Just like, did I miss something?
no, I couldn't remember his name.
Oh
But
dear.
no, hats off to Jonathan Frakes for the way he played for the way he played Will Riker in this episode, because it was amazing, and it just goes to show the level of his ability as an actor, and it was phenomenal. It really was. And the episode is so deep, and there's a lot of darkness in it.
Yeah, I'd
And
say a
yeah,
lot of that had to do, especially when they were in the war, they did use darker lighting and a lot of shadows, so to kind of suck the viewer in a little more just to say what the heck is going on.
yeah, the lighting and everything, it enhanced the darkness of the episode. And I love how they match the light into the tone of the episodes, because if it was all bright and light, it wouldn't have hit the darkness behind everything. It wouldn't have hit home enough. And how they can match the light in to create the right mood. And yeah, it was just phenomenal, this episode, and I'm very much looking forward to diving right in.
Yeah, and saying is, I did watch the episode early for once. I was going to rewatch the episode so I could actually take notes on it, but again, nap kind of took over there. I don't know why. I guess my body just needed that. And saying one of the guys that I live with can take a nap in the middle of the day without problem. It's just like I'm not that kind of person, and then I'm that kind of person because so I got my hair trimmed this afternoon, so that's like I'm
Very
gonna go
down.
home. I'm gonna shave so to kind of trim it down a little bit, but I looked at my phone. It was 4:30. It's like, okay, I'll get up. I shut my eyes. I opened up again. It was 5:32 local time. It's like, oh, freaking frack. So I was like, crap.
So everybody's
But
lucky that our host is awake, and everybody is lucky that I remembered. You know,
and I
between
actually sent you
us,
the email a day early for once instead of a couple hours. So
oh no,
yay for
honestly,
that.
sometimes I just like look at the bigger picture, and I'm like, how do we manage to do this show sometimes? Because with technology going haywire, and how busy you are, and everything that's going on, and then the time difference, and random spontaneous naps, and then my memory, it just goes to show how dedicated we are.
Yeah, I just realized my new headphones uh, got the blinking blue light for my Bluetooth. Not sure where I got the headset on my proper ears or whatnot. So I got a little bit of Borg going on there. And
We
I heard
like
your
the
tech.
Borg.
Yeah, well, the Borg Queen was in this episode.
Pardon?
The Borg Queen was in this episode, Susanna Thompson.
I know. I saw her, and I'm just like, that can't be. But as soon as she spoke, I'm like, oh my god, it's the Queen.
And she was one of the nuttier people because she was made a communicator out of her spoon. And she's like, "Come get me, help!"
Is it wrong that when I saw talking into that spoon, I heard the quote from The Matrix, "There is no spoon"? I'm sorry, but I strange things go through my head sometimes, and sometimes I can't keep them in.
But yeah, I heard your text, Travis. My phone is trying to figure out where I put the phone, but I see it now. But I will grab it when I can. But I'm going to go ahead and bring Travis from backstage.
Yay!
How's it going, dude?
Mwah.
hello, everybody. It's going great and all and everything else and stuff. Real quick before we get really diving into this particular episode, hello everybody in the chat, Phil, Jim, everybody and stuff and everything. Real quick, little entertainment news and stuff and everything else.
Yeah, because
So,
you're a guy when it comes to that, so go right ahead.
so Netflix has a new documentary, um, and this year marks the 40th. I believe it's the 40th anniversary. I believe it's the 40th anniversary of something that happened. It was a musical event that it was like once in a lifetime. Some of us who was old enough to remember this. Uh, the Netflix series is called The Greatest Night in Pop, and it shows behind the scenes of how if we remember in the 1985, it was called We Are the World, where Michael Jackson, Lionel Richie got together with Quincy Jones, and they, did this huge thing where 40 plus different artists throughout musical genre. And the We Are the World is a documentary on how did they get it from, from point A to point B to point C in a short amount of time when it came out and stuff. And the documentary goes behind the scenes and they talk to, I remember seeing just last week, Lionel Richie talking about it, about like, this, about how it was just, it happened, I guess, after like they went right to produce the movie or to make the song right after an award show, and they had to really get all these artists together and stuff. But that is a documentary on Netflix right now. And if anybody wants to check that out, I've seen it. It's really good. That was from 1985. And, for me, the We Are the World, I mean, you can go basically YouTube and stuff. You can listen to, and you can hear different artists saying We Are the World and stuff. It's a really, really good documentary on Netflix and stuff. And also too, just this weekend, you know, uh we lost as they say, it's been said that, we lost somebody who was called Hollywood royalty, and she was a entertainment icon throughout the entire history for as long as I've been alive and stuff and everything else. Diane Keaton. Diane Keaton
Yeah.
passed away at the age of 79. Now, here's a little fun fact about her that I learned this and stuff and everything. Diane Keaton starred in a movie in 19 uh I believe it was in 1976. I believe it came out in 76 or something, or 77. But there was a movie she was called Annie Hall. Annie Hall was up against a movie that at the Oscars was Star Wars, the first Star Wars movie, and Annie Hall beat out Star Wars for the best movie that year. That
Good.
I just want to throw that little fun fact out that the first Star Wars movie that we all come to know, The New Hope and everything else, it was beaten out by Diane Keaton's Annie Hall. So that's just another little fun
And
fact
so it
about
should.
Diane Keaton. I know Tyson probably wouldn't appreciate that, but that's just something that I wanted to, throw out to everybody and everything. That's just a little entertainment news that I just wanted to throw out to everybody and stuff. And also to the trailer for Dave, what was it for Star Trek Starfleet Academy debut and stuff?
Oh, I
But
I I am I am stoked that they actually nailed down a date. We're gonna have to rewind it. I think I said on a previous episode here that's gonna be January or February when they're gonna start running those things. And sure enough, right in the middle of January. Zach saying the world's gonna end before that, but see what happens.
but yeah, we got a little taste of a new Star Trek thing coming out and everything else. I don't know if
And
everybody's
it actually I know our co-host Katie, she doesn't like teasers and trailers like that. I'll be as vague as possible, but I mean based on on what they've shown other than, I mean, you and I talked about it, Travis, those ugly communicator pins that they're using. I have no idea what the prop department was thinking about those. That is just a whole lot of. I,
And
it's reminding me of something. I just can't put my finger on it. Maybe someone later in
I,
this episode in the show can give us an idea
I,
of what.
You have a
I'm trying to
still of
keep
one of
I try to
them.
keep an open mind. I'm trying to keep an open mind
Give me
about
a
the show. I'm
minute.
not trying it to be like, oh yeah, just it's gonna be bad because they got like, communicators that look just kind of like, really? Y'all went with that props department and that and everything else. But I'm just gonna be like, look, I'm gonna reserve my dislike for the end of the series and stuff like that. I'm trying not to like judge a show before it comes out and everything, because a lot of people judge the previous Superman movie that came out right before it came out, and it was good. And people just like, oh, they don't want to admit that it was good. They're like, it was boring. They won't like Superman. I'm just trying to say the design of the communicator for the future of that of Star Trek and everything is just didn't to me doesn't feel like it's Star Trek. Okay, but anyway, I want to clarify that I just want to throw out the entertainment news to everybody who hasn't hear anything stuff and everything else, but you know we can get back to the topic at hand.
Yes, and say, well, I'll say we'll bring it back up here. Yeah, frame of mind, according to Jonathan Frakes, he and this is a direct quote. Frame of Mind was really dark. It was a terrifying show and creepy to do. It was as big a show as any I've had to carry. So, and since he was
Yeah.
pretty much the central figure in that episode, that just, God, I got a little bit of goosebumps at just reading that. So just like, yeah, yeah. So if
He
he
seems
himself
to
is
get
saying it's
stuck.
creepy,
That's like at least excuse me. That's like at least really like two really unhinged episodes that he's been the center of, because he was at the center of Schisms as well. And
exact.
he was a little bit unhinged in that, but this one is a whole new level.
Yeah, and this is not the first episode that he's gone undercover on an away mission that he gets captured, because this happened to him in the episode First Contact. And not to be confused with the movie First Contact, but the First Contact when he went undercover and had, oh, what was the actress? No, yeah, she played a couple of different roles in Star Trek. And now I'm gonna have to
I'm
look it
trying
up.
to remember the episode. I'm not good
No,
with episode names.
no, the uh,
What are you talking about, Dave? The episode
no, the episode First Contact from season
First
4.
Contact.
Yeah,
Yeah, season 4, First Contact, where he went undercover and he ended up getting into a explosion and getting separated from the Federation team,
yeah,
and then
and
they kind of.
I'm pulling up the actress's name here. Carolyn Carolyn Seymour. Yeah, she's played Romulans in a couple episodes. Yeah, what was the what was the episode that she was in?
Oh, Sub Commander Torth. She played Torth, Sub Commander Torth in uh Faces of Enemies or something.
Face of the Enemy, yeah, where another Enterprise crew member ended up going undercover, whereas this one, Troy, she went undercover without her consent.
Yeah, her life was in danger every second that she was on that Romulan vessel.
Oh yeah. Apparently she's actually done some Doctor Who, which that's cool. Just looking at her, and she's done Star Wars. Yeah, just looking at all her IMDb. She's got a lengthy IMDb.
But no,
But
I
yeah,
do
we're
remember a few episodes where Will was captured while undercover, but I can't picture anything specific.
The only one I remember is First Contact.
And I don't know
And
whose internet connection is bad here, but I keep losing connection with you all.
yeah, because you're cutting out a little bit on our end too, and saying
Yes, yes. You are cutting out a bit.
What the heck? It's not what I wanted you to do, computer. And now my
But
computer's tripping out.
let me start with this while you looking at that, Dave, about the frame of mind and stuff. Let's start with the opening about the opening.
Oh
Let's
yes,
talk
yeah,
about
we're
in the beginning, you was like, oh, what's this? The code opening of Commander Riker not in uniform. You just like, what's going on? And then you were just so invested in that, wait, what's going on? And then when he started stammering through his lines, and you were like, oh, it's a play when they, shot, you seen Dr. Crusher and stuff and everything, and they talked about, and he said he wasn't comfortable with that last line and stuff, and the data mentioned on was like, most humanoids are capable of irrational behavior or something. And I was like, you might want to try to focus on that. I'm like, Data, if you understood how, humanoids, we can draw from, acting crazy. Some of us can act crazy. Some of us are crazy. Some of us, are by choice or not by choice, and stuff. But I like that little part though.
yeah, saying Carolyn Seymour played Commander Taurus in the second season episode Contagion, with the when the crew
Yep.
was trapped on the planet, and then Picard ended up stepping in on through the portal. Why am I blanking on the
That
name of those
was
aliens?
the Iconians.
Iconians, thank you.
The Iconians. I remember they discovered Iconian homeworld, and then it's so funny that the Deep Space Nine in the second to the season finale of season 4 of Deep Space Nine picked up because Worf even said I was on a mission that destroyed the homeworld of the Iconians and stuff, and Starfleet
Hmm.
supported us and stuff like that. I love that. Yeah, she was commander of that Romulan warbird. You know,
But yeah, that opening scene, that was just one continuous shot, which is a little unusual for a
I
Star
like it
Trek
when they do
episode.
that though. I really love it when they do that because it adds a certain what's the word? A certain type of atmosphere.
Hmm.
Um and uh using the camera in that way, it can showcase a lot more than cuts. And I'm not very good with words today.
I feel you there. I feel you there, my dear.
Yeah. It adds a bit more of an ominous feel to the scene, I think. It's not often in any series, movie, or whatever. It's not often that the cameras are used in this way, but when they are, quite often it adds something. And I really liked it. But I mean, even though he was like rehearsing for a play in that first scene, he really did look unhinged, and with his wild hair, bags under his eyes, the fine sheen of sweat on him. He was really putting his all into that. And I mean, anyone who is brand new to Trek, who's watching that for the first time, until he says, "I wasn't happy with that line," and like it's evident that he's rehearsing for a play. Anybody watching, like going in to watch this episode, will just be like, "What the actual hell?" Because
Uh,
that was just I mean, what an opening to an episode. It was so powerful. And just that one scene gives you a lot to think about, and it sets the tone for the darkness of the episode.
Yeah, Data did a pretty darn good job of, for someone with no emotion, to put a lot of emotion into the character. I mean, it's not the first time that Data's done that either. So that's the way he's able to emulate the emotion without actually evoking it, is just
Mhm.
adds like I said, I've always said it's not what you say, it's how you say it. The way he was saying those lines did denote like a hint of cold evilness, you can say.
And almost like a cold detachment as well. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Data is very detached because he doesn't have, well, at the time, he didn't have emotions. I still maintain what I've always said. But it it was very powerful from his side of it as well. And that, like, when he, like, before he left, that when he said something to the effect of, we'll continue this tomorrow or something, that, like, condescending smile he gave,
Mm-hmm.
but before he left, it was just right, and quite, I don't know, it was very, I could understand that somebody in Will's position would find that a little unsettling. Just that tiny little, like, it was almost a smirk. It wasn't
Yeah.
quite a smirk, but it was almost. And I could understand how somebody in that situation would find that very unsettling. But yeah, that was a really brilliant opening. To be honest, it's one of my favorite openings to a Trek episode, because it's not often that there is such a powerful opening to an episode that sets the entire standard for the episode and sets the scene, the tone, just everything in that in that one opening scene. Because usually there's something, and it could be something or nothing, and it's not until right at the end of the scene that there's something that'll connect it with the rest of the episode. And sometimes the cold open is that there's not really much to link it to the rest of the episode. But this opening is actually one of my favorites because of as I say, it sets the entire mood of the episode. And I don't think when this episode first aired that viewers were ready for that.
Oh yeah, and some of the notes that I've seen about the episode that kind of point to credence about something not being quite right with reality is the fact that we didn't see any exterior shots of the ship until the end of the episode,
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
the beginning.
or the beginning. Well, we got the inside of the ship, but yeah, not the outside of the ship. Like captain's log, stardate, blah 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 blah. The ship's usually flying by, which is a TOS nod there as well.
Well, he did give his opening log, and then he was briefing Will about the Telonis 4, with a
Hmm.
planet where he said there was some Federation personnel that was there that they went missing because the government fell and there's splinter faction groups and stuff and everything else, and they had to abandon, get them off world and stuff and everything. And Riker's mission was to go undercover and stuff,
Yeah,
which he was
it,
basically
they
telling him.
they never mentioned if did they mention that if they were able to get them back?
I That's a good question. And to my knowledge, they never said anything after um
Riker
uh
was rescued.
Riker after Riker rescue, he talked about him getting attacked and stuff and there and whatnot and everything, but he never did say that he was able to reach the you know
The
the
team.
Federation team and stuff and everything else. I know he was in the briefing that he's supposed to briefing, you could call it a briefing in the observation lounge with Worf. Um, I mean that was real, but
What
you know
was it though? Because Worf was rather careless with the
you
blade there.
remember
Because
you remember Worf said the pendant that he had was outfitted with a communicator circuit just in case they needed stuff like that. So I know that was real because when he at the end where he basically started becoming self-aware and he was laying on the thing, he had that attached to his uh
Temple.
forehead, his temple and stuff. He ripped it off and he saw on the table tricorder phase. I don't know if it's a phaser tricorder, but he saw the knife, the ritual
Hmm.
blade as they call it, and he saw the communicator that was basically the pendant stuff, and he grabbed it, tapped it, and requested emergency beam out. So I was like, okay, so he must have somehow it must have happened, after whatever, because like he did he go to sick bay? I mean, people want to know, did he go to sick bay when Worf cut him on the temple and stuff and everything else and stuff? And I'm thinking, I think he did, but somehow after that is when we got into the part where he went missing and we started, falling into like, oh, something's not right. Something just is not right with, him seeing this continuous person that was a Telonian, and as they say and stuff, and they were just like, "What's going on?" and stuff. And then he confronted him, and they was like, "Oh, it's you know, ensign or lieutenant so and so and stuff." And
Lieutenant
uh,
Suna.
yeah, I was just like, "There's
Yeah.
something weird going on," but and I was confused the whole thing. I said, "You know what? When the first time I watched this episode, I was like, okay, he is stuck in he must be stuck in a simulation in his head or something because I was like, there's no way he keep jumping back and forth, and then he met the lady with the spoon that she said that she was contacting with the spoon and stuff and everything. I was like, oh boy,
Well,
this is a Looney Tune band.
yeah, and you gotta wonder, was that one of his delusions or was that reality when he was like in that state? What was all that entire episode completely in Riker's head?
Well,
There's just
see,
so many questions.
well, this is the thing,
Yes.
and this is the thing. When he got beamed back on the Enterprise, and he was talking to, was talking to them about what happened to him. He said he remembered transporting down, and he got attacked in the alley, I guess, or somebody.
Hmm.
That's where it started. Now, where it started most likely for him, it ended basically as we seen it from our perspective was after they cut to after he went to sick bay. To me, if I after he went to sick bay and she repaired his uh cut and stuff, I'm wondering if that's when it jumped from him being on Talonis 4, and then that's where we started seeing something's not right and everything because he keeps seeing something that is not right and stuff. So to me, everything that happened up until the part where he was in sick bay was real, and then after everything
Hmm.
else was ended.
The cold open was real, rehearsing for the play. And I believe that the meeting with Picard at the beginning was real about the away mission. Um, I do believe, as you said, Travis, that the meeting that he had with Worf was real because of the communicator and the blade. However, I do believe that that was the first instance that we saw things getting warped by the when he was captured and he was put under sedation and had that thing in his head, because I believe that everything happened apart from when he got cut on the side of his head, and that was the part of the memory that was warped, and that was like the first instance of this like warped reality that he was going through under this sedation, that one tiny part in the memory. And that was a sign, because of the thing that he had in his head when he was under sedation. So I do believe that part of it was warped. I don't know about the play though. I do believe that the play went off without a hitch. I do believe that. But that was warped as well, because he saw that Lieutenant Sooner, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he saw him. So I think that a lot of the things we saw, like obviously the opening scene, the meeting with Picard, the meeting with Worf, and the play, like going off without a hitch, standing ovation, I do believe that those actually happened the way they happened, apart from the cut to Riker's head from the blade. I believe that was
his body
his memory being warped. Yeah. And then him seeing this lieutenant person in the audience, I believe that was part of the, like, his memory being adjusted to try and convince him that he was going insane, basically. But after that, I do believe that everything was just all within the sedation. And because him like going to sleep, having these bad dreams and things like that, I think that was all part of the like the mindscape. So during his sedation, and they were basically warping his actual memories and then adding new ones. Oh, hello.
Hello.
I didn't realize you could see so
Phil.
much of my bedroom.
Yeah, I can see a little bit more of my bedroom. I still gotta clean up my little end table there a little bit, but it's a lot better than I had before. So
yeah, that's not a real sword, by the way, people. Just so you know.
Oh, it's just a replica.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
Phil,
a replica elven sword.
Yeah, your new mic sounded great, Phil. Just so you know.
Does it? Okay. I when I tested it, it was sounding like really loud, but I wanted to switch to wireless so that when I did a recording test last night, it came through like really loud. All the T's and S's were overly crisp, and I thought, oh, I don't know. So
yeah, see, with my T's and S's, my dentures, I can hear myself saying words a little different. I'm just like crap. But I want to give some condolences, Phil. My Mariners stomped your Blue Jays today, 10-3.
Oh yeah, I saw. Well, we are almost kind of like.
So that means the next two games are in Seattle. Seattle's gonna kick ass. They're getting the World Series for the first time in franchise history. This is their year, finally.
What sport is this?
Baseball.
Baseball.
Yeah, Jays always get like so far, and then they'll get right up. They'll do really, really well, and then right at the end, they kind of
Seattle, like the divisional series, they were definitely playing with fans' blood pressure, because that fifth game in the divisional series against Philly, I want to say, they They went 15 innings. It's like, just get it over with. We want to win.
Yeah.
And see, we just end up getting another person popping in. So, hello, Zach. Unless he's just
Oh,
coming
hey,
back
Zach.
Oh,
safe.
kind of Zach.
Hello, darling. He's come to taunt me about Kirk. I know it.
Welcome to the age of Kirk.
No,
Not James Tiberius.
no. You can piss off with your age of Kirk.
No, but
To be fair,
America's
the
going.
age of Kirk is gonna end. Go on, Dave.
Yeah. Save. Not gonna try to go too political. That's for Dangerous Thoughts, which is coming back soon.
We keep saying that too. I mean,
I
I
don't believe you. I believe it when I see
Well,
it.
apparently it's going to be back by Christmas, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
Hopefully a lot sooner than that.
I'm not
Actually,
holding my
I
breath.
will.
Exactly.
I need it back. I need it back for routine. I got into such a good routine, like during the week, like as much of a routine as I can get into with my level of insomnia. But I got into such a good routine. Technical track, Dangerous Thoughts, writing, reading, everything. I was in such a good rhythm, and then everything went all tits up, and I've just been all over the place since. So I need Dangerous Thoughts back just for my own sanity.
It'd be good that we get Dangerous Thoughts back, but I mean, it would be nice to have Mono back as a guest. Him talk about Star Trek.
He is coming. He will be coming back. We are going to talk about another Voyager episode.
Right.
Why am I blanking on the title of it all of a sudden? It's the one when I call him Mono, when Ichib gives his purple node to Seven. Imperfection. Thank you.
My favorite Voyager episode.
That is a good episode.
And it was the anniversary of that episode this last week as well.
Okay. Well, Phil and Zach, have either one of you ever seen this particular Star Trek Next Generation episode, A Frame of Mind, where Will Riker is basically captured and he living in a hallucinated state, and we all thinking what's going on here and stuff and everything. If not, I'm not sure if either one of you have inputs and stuff, but if you guys, let's hear your thoughts and opinions on this particular episode, Frame of Mind.
That was very early, right? That was in the first season, wasn't it? It's been a minute since I've watched
Frame of Mind. No, season 6.
Six.
Was it season 6? What am I
Towards
thinking?
the end of it, too. No, May. It was a May
I'm thinking of something else.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It was towards the end.
Yeah.
I yield. It's been a minute.
Well, we were talking about earlier episodes where Carolyn Seymour was acting, so there was a season 2 episode, but she wasn't in this episode. She got dragged into the conversation based on Susanna Thompson's previous or future work in the series.
I love Susanna Thompson.
She is a very great actress. I mean, she did a really good job playing Mariah Queen in Arrow.
I forgot she played her.
She played Oliver Queen's mom. Yep.
Yeah.
Phil, what was you gonna say?
Moira, I love her.
I goofed. So when I saw Dave's post, I think it was on Facebook or somewhere, I saw that I just saw kind of the thumbnail. And I thought, oh yeah, I want to talk about this episode. And I didn't kind of get a chance to watch the whole thing. And I kind of read a brief synopsis and came on and realized as you're talking, I'm like, I picked the wrong episode. I was thinking about schisms.
Oops.
So I have seen it. I have seen this one, and really briefly, while you guys were talking, I opened up Netflix and I kind of briefly just skimmed across it, picked up tiny little bits. I read the synopsis again just to make sure. I know I've seen it. I did see it I've seen it a couple of times, ages and ages ago. It's been a while, and so I'm kind of Although one thing I picked up that I just happened to land at a certain spot was that. It's about midway through, and he was sitting. I don't know if he was eating, and another woman, the woman alien, comes in and said she's from I don't know, she was a commander or something from the Yorktown.
Yeah.
I thought,
Mhm.
oh, interesting, because that was the station in the third of the Abrams Star Trek movies.
Yes, it was.
Yes,
So
Space Station Yorktown. Yes.
Mhm.
I did pick up that little bit there, but
That's pretty
Then
neat.
we
I didn't even think about that.
Oh yeah, I
see we
picked up on that. I love those movies.
yeah.
which movie? Sorry, I was focused on
Kelvin
Manu.
Timeline.
The Kelvin
Oh, yeah.
Timeline movies.
The third one there, the
third.
Yeah.
where they're
Beyond.
defeated by rock music.
Gotcha. Like I actually played that track as one of the songs from my high school reunion. Yeah,
I
what
adore
is
that track. Honestly, when I heard that track
Look at
being
that
played,
perfection.
I
yeah.
was just like, holy hell, I adored that.
It was
See, it's not gonna be
Beastie Boys,
perfect,
right?
but
It's been a little
yeah,
while. Yeah, okay.
Sabotage.
Right.
Hmm.
Right.
There it is. Okay, but we might be getting another guest popping in momentarily. So,
Okay.
but we'll keep on talking about the episode. So yeah,
It's Manu, isn't it?
it is.
I ruined it.
Oh, I know.
I just dropped him a text. Says there's a question when the show's coming back. Katie needs it back for her sanity. We're talking about it right now. And he says, "Give me the link."
So you basically just told Manu that the lack of
Yes.
dangerous thoughts in my life is diminishing my
Yes.
my sanity.
Yes.
It's
I
not
love
gonna
you
be
so much.
Well, you could say, Katie, you're living in a frame of mind.
Actually, yeah.
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 Oh, don't even go there with me after what we discussed earlier, Travis.
I mean, well,
Or
if anybody, just because we're still on technical track and everything, I just want to throw this out there in general, overall, and everything else with this. Frame of mind shows you, it shows you in the sense like, how do one distinguish reality from, non-reality? Like people, like people in the real world who suffer from, those really mental condition because they was. Zach,
Yeah,
quit looking at my bow.
whoa. Well, I mean,
Travis, you
if
had
you're
to go there.
I'm sorry.
I guess it's the
I'm
odd
sorry.
eye, I guess.
Or I should say, you taking a peek in my hangar bay. So anyway,
that's even
Oh.
worse.
Oh. I'm dead.
but no, this particular episode shows you about people who suffer in that way who can't distinguish in a sense because we had Commander Riker about reality from fiction and stuff and everything else. And then we start let's look at it in the real world. Like, do any of you know people in that scenario who have, been in a thing where you don't want to say, you know, you know, not not to the point where they have to be, they are people who are in mental institution and stuff and everything because they have, split border personality disorder or they are, schizophrenic and stuff and everything else that they're not only a danger to themselves but they're a danger to society and stuff and everything else. And
Yeah.
I know Katie has some stuff to say about that, but this actually goes to show you in a sense in the real world contact and stuff, like Phil and Zach and Dave. You people came across anybody in the real world scenario that fits this particular episode where they can't distinguish reality from, non-reality.
My cousin, he's schizophrenic. He's better. He's been better over the last couple of years with the medication that they've gotten him on. But yes, he's one of those that if you get him on a tangent, he comes completely unraveled outside of reality. Now, luckily, you can get him into a simple fix of biblical escapades within his irrational mind of his schizophrenia. So you can take him onto a positive, but you can also delve him into a negative just with a trigger, any type of trigger word that'll take him into an unrealistic tangent of his version of his perception of reality. So he does get lost in that translation of his own mind.
Speaking of lost in translation, we got Mono in the chat. Hello, my good friend.
Whoa.
Speaking of lost in translation, what kind of segue is that?
I don't know. Are you schizophrenic, Mono?
No, I've known a couple of schizophrenics in my life. I've got a schizophrenic cousin. He's pretty wild.
You got a cousin.
We're in the same boat there, man.
Yeah, and my
cousin.
actually the kid that makes all of my music, that actually writes all the music for ClickTight and for Mickey's son, is had a schizophrenic break recently and spent 6 months in the hospital. And now that he's medicated, he's doing really well. But we all do get lost in our own minds, and it's much tougher for folks with that disease. I heard the reason I jumped on was Dave Prime and his excellence at micromanaging, and what's it called when you juggle a bunch of different things? Usually Tyson.
Multitasking.
Multitasking.
Yeah, multitasking.
I burn myself out if I do that too much, but yeah.
Well, he texted me and he said, "Hey, somebody wants to know when Dangerous Thoughts is going to come back on for their own sanity." Yeah, Katie, I need that show for my sanity too. It's just lately the world is getting so crazy.
Yeah.
And I won't
darling.
Yeah, I won't get into too much specifics, but I have a wife that had 6 heart attacks, and a father-in-law. Oh, she had 6 heart attacks while she was in the hospital. Yeah, it was one that got there, but then another 5. She died 5 times while she was in there. And then I have a father-in-law that hit his head really bad, and literally every step that he takes is very wobbly for the next 6 months. And if he takes another fall, he could. Yeah, that could be it.
Yeah.
And he's confused still, so I'm taking care of both of them at the same time as trying to get the show together and trying to get life back on track. And me and this lovely lady that's off camera next to me, Valerie's mom, are doing our best to stay sane. But the only thing I want to do really is at night is get that show back on the air 24/7. So we are working on it. We've been building that studio. Cassie's hustling. Everybody behind the scenes is hustling to make it happen. I just have to find the hours in my day that I can set aside to go on the air and discuss all the wild things in the universe like you guys are doing here. But it'll be soon.
Well, I have literally just lit a candle
God bless
for
you, Manu.
your father-in-law.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, he's a wild dude. He's a good man, and just taking care of, doing my best for the people that I love around me, and I love all you guys too, and I hope we can get the show back going, and I'm sure we can. It's just a matter of probably weeks. We're definitely going to be on this winter. I'll tell you that. It's going to happen.
Okay, Katie was saying Christmas earlier, so it's like, it's going to be long before that.
Yeah, we'll get on.
Then here's your.
And also, while we've got Manu here, I need to put a shout out for ClickTight, because their new music that's dropping every Monday is absolutely phenomenal. I am a ClickTight addict.
Thank you.
And
yeah, that's another thing we do, and I forget about ClickTight. Every Monday.
I'm loving everything.
We're dropping a song every Monday all the way till the end of the year. And there was also 3 albums dropping in that time, one on November 17th. We haven't picked the dates for the next 2, but a Mickey's Son album and 2 ClickTight albums and a song every weekend. So, Yeah, juggling a lot, but I can't wait to get back on the show with you guys, and just wanted to check in and say I love you, and thanks for the shout out for Dangerous Thoughts and for the whole network. And
Oh
Dave,
yeah.
thank
Say
you for
I
your show going. Nice to see all you guys, and hopefully I'll be seeing all you again soon. It's been too long.
it
Yes,
has.
absolutely. How dare you be a stranger?
So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't realize that the in-law you did not take the in-laws back home. So I thought
Yeah, he had some scares, some night stuff that was like he woke up and he didn't know where he was, and so we thought, oh man, like maybe he's got something horrible, you know. So he went to the hospital for the last 3 days, and just last night we got the call from his neurologist that it's probably just TBI, which is basically getting
oh
whacked in the
geez.
head really fucking hard.
Yeah, see,
And
I've been to your house. I know I can see where, yeah, if
he
you're not careful,
dove
I think
off my porch.
I'm on. Hmm?
He basically dove off my porch
Oh geez.
head first.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, and it's not a narrow porch either. It's
no,
a
and it's
it's
concrete.
yeah. And
Um,
saying I'm actually going to my doctor twice this week, and because even though I'm
Dave show.
Saturday's going to mark 17 months since my last drink.
You're a man. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Saying so
Bravo.
I'm not going to
Clap.
cheer the meeting when I get my 18-month chip next month because I'll just be a blubbering mess again like I did with my 1-year chip. I mean,
Have you
Cassie and
actually
Becca.
stayed
For
sober?
Dave. Oh.
Not just alcohol, but sober? Are you like off everything?
Well, say May 18th was my sober date from alcohol.
Okay.
September 1st, everything. Saying
Everything.
so I've been getting I have 2 sobriety days, but even like the
That's
pot,
awesome, Dave.
What about
I
masturbating?
well, I don't think there's a chip for that. So
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. There
seriously,
actually is. There are Sex Addicts Anonymous classes, and if you
Yep.
are masturbating too much, you can get help with that.
well,
Look,
see,
in my opinion, we're all buzz hunters, and I don't care if you're running a marathon or you're smoking weed. You're looking for a buzz. If you're a world wrestler or you're an actor or you're a radio show host, whatever gives you your buzz, we're searching for that biochemical, biological buzz. And to do it without drugs like you do, Dave, amazing. I don't know how
see,
to live that.
I don't know how
I
I've done
lived
either,
my
but like
whole
I
life
said,
on drugs, so I'm not going to do that with you. But,
yeah, but
I salute you.
like see, so I was what a lot of people call California sober for the first 3 months. And saying so, but I still remember.
California sober.
Yeah, see, I stopped drinking alcohol, but I was still smoking pot occasionally. I was not a prolific pot smoker. I mean, I won't name names, but I lent out my vape pipe, which is almost totally full, and then when I got it back, it was like 2/3 gone. I just look, it's like, what the hell?
Go.
Say those cartridges will last me 4 to 6 months, just one. So that's how not a lot of smoking I did. But September 1st last year, I just grabbed my pipe and my cartridges, handed it to them, and said, "Here you go. I'm done. You can have it."
How much
And
did that horrible mushroom trip have to do with your sobriety?
I'm not certain, but yeah. See, I did. uh, Cassie got me one of those psilocybin candy bars to reset my brain. He was doing it to help me achieve sobriety.
I think it helped. I honestly,
I
I'm
think
a
it
big
did
fan of the
too,
mushroom.
actually.
I think
Yeah,
it set you
because
on the path at least to like, oh shit, like I
Yeah,
need to take care of
I
myself.
agree.
I was
I
semi-witness to that trip.
Were you? Did you get to see some of it? I only heard about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, see,
I was actually on a call with Cassie, a video call on Discord, and I
yeah,
kind of
see,
got to see some of that trip.
yeah, I think Zach might have been there for some of it. Say, I know
No,
that
I
Mala was
wasn't.
there for some of it.
Did Cassie
I heard
Um,
the
about it though,
camera
but
into the
I
bathroom while you were hugging the porcelain god and show you?
So what now?
Did Cassie point his camera into your reality and show people?
I don't think he did that much. No. See,
No,
I was just
I
I,
don't
I remember
that.
differently, unless Cassie was just fucking with you, fucking with all of
What?
us. But I think, yeah, I believe
I think he
Cassie
did.
said he did, but I don't.
Yeah.
I didn't see no evidence, so
Yeah,
I
I
wasn't
didn't
there.
either.
You
But
see why I don't go to Cassie's?
yeah, what a horrible thing to be experiencing like the worst of mushroom hell, and then have somebody.
Yeah.
point
So
the
no,
camera on you.
I
no,
think he
it
was
was
just.
a it was a
It was me dead.
Says the man who filmed her.
No.
Says the man who filmed his wife dead for 29 minutes. Yeah,
Oh,
I filmed her
but
the whole time she was getting CPR from the EMTs. I was there. I
Like,
got
what
the
the
whole,
fuck?
I got the whole thing. Well, what I was
I don't
thinking.
see that. I don't
Basically,
see anything
basically
wrong
you
with
were
that
documenting
personally.
her stuff.
No one's gonna
No.
see that ever.
I saw it a number of times,
Cause you're weird.
and it helped me actually count how long you were down, and then be able to tell the doctors, "Hey, she was down
By
and
the way,
out for
just so
this
you guys
long."
know,
Exactly.
Propofol
Sure.
mixed with Dilaudid is fucking amazing.
Oh, propofol mixed with Dilaudid. Speaking of sobriety, she was. She
No,
was.
but-
The doctors gave me that. I had no choice.
She got to swim in that for a few weeks in the hospital. She was so gone when she came back. She's
but
totally
no, it's-
reset. It's been a wild thing to see. She's a completely different woman these days.
No, I'm
Lady
not.
Val was
No,
swimming through the
awesome.
clouds on that, I imagine.
Yeah.
no,
And
the one-
resetting and having her whole light being. I think we're light beings. I don't know about you guys, but I think, her whole source code went back to the light, and she had some wild experiences there I'll let her tell you about someday. But when she came back, she had to re-download and reset into the avatar that we call our bodies.
I thought
And
I was 20 for about a week.
Yeah, for about a week she thought she was in her 20s, and she thought she was living in LA, and like she had the whole, reset, reprogram, everything.
no,
She kept
but-
going like she was like
Decade by decade.
she couldn't
I'm like, what
understand
is
how we
happening?
were together because she's the time was all messed up in there.
Yeah, see,
Yeah, I
I
can
do.
imagine.
We were going to try and watch an episode of The Next Generation for the visuals, but it was just too much sensory overload for my eyes to handle what I was going through. I was just like, nope.
When
leave me
I
alone.
was 16, I took 7 hits of acid and I tried to watch The Dark Crystal.
Oh boy.
And as soon as those Skeksis
Damn.
started going,
It was
swinging
done.
that
You
axe
shut
at that
it off.
fucking crystal and all, I was like, and the Emperor dying,
Yeah, I can imagine that was a little
Face
bit
started
unhinged
melting
on
and
acid.
falling apart. Yeah, that was enough. I turned it
Yeah.
off too.
No, but
You need to watch it again when you're not strung out.
Best puppet movie ever made, hands down.
Yes.
Greatest
Absolutely.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the best.
Yeah, no
But
doubt.
not when you're tripping.
No, it was awesome. I mean,
Labyrinth was good, but it's
Oh,
like
no,
Crystal's more.
it was just intense. It was too intense.
Another good movie to watch when you're tripping is Labyrinth.
Yeah, Labyrinth is more like a more positive, fun spin. on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other movie that I made a big mistake of watching while on too much acid was a movie called Falling Down. Does anyone remember Falling Down with Michael Douglas from like 25 years ago? It's a movie about a man who gets sick of society and he loses his mind and just snaps on the middle of the freeway and starts just fucking saying fuck it. And on hallucinogenics, that is not a good thing for your mind to be watching.
I just remember the scene where he loses it in the fast food restaurant and he's showing the burger compared to the picture on the wall. Does this look like this?
Does this look like this? What the fuck is
Always
going on here?
remember from that.
Yeah. This flat squashed thing?
Yeah.
Look at that picture. That's what I want. Why aren't we getting that? Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful film. Falling Down.
Yeah.
It's all. Watch it sober. Don't watch it trip.
Yeah.
Shoot yourself.
Yeah, but no, actually, they're
Watch it really high.
Yeah. Why do I know this
things...
man over on the right? Why, Phil? I can't see anything. Phil. Something.
Phil. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you look
Face
so
to me, though.
familiar to me. Why do we know each other?
I don't think so. No,
We've never
I'm from
met?
Canada.
Oh, wild.
I live near
I just
Toronto.
you look like somebody I've spent time talking to. I feel very
Oh,
familiar to you for some reason. I don't know what that is.
oh no, I live right near Toronto, and I've lived in this part of Ontario my whole life. So unless I used to do extra work like 25 years ago, so that's about my only connection with show business. But
All right. Well,
He does some
yeah.
He does some drawing, Manu. He got some. He did
smart,
some
but
drawing for us, and we was pretty
Mhm.
impressed at some of his drawings that he do. He have his own little channel where he does like little artistry work and
I did
stuff.
used to do caricatures. I started in animation many years ago. I used to work for Nelvana, and I used to do some work on a couple of little Saturday morning cartoons. But I
awesome.
did caricatures for a number of years. But that's yeah. But I
That stuff's way cool, man. I mean, the
Well,
dedication to old school real cartooning,
yeah.
awesome.
well,
Mhm.
he drew a gay Gorn a couple of weeks ago for us when we were talking about the episode from Strange New
Gay Gorn.
Worlds.
The gay
Yeah.
Gorn.
The
Look,
gay Gorn.
I'm
drew.
the
It's
gay
sort of
Gorn.
unintentional that way, but it kind of came out that way.
Hey, everybody knows that the Gorn is a bear. I mean, come on.
That's right.
And he drew the old
Oh.
school TOS Gorn, not the Strange New Worlds Gorn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So,
The one that fought
Yeah.
Kirk, Kirk in the
What
'60s.
happened?
Who actually, I think I've met the guy that played the Gorn so many times. I forget his name. Cool guy, but the exact opposite of very right wing Christian man.
Oh, okay.
Very stick to your guns and drink your whiskey and love your God. At least from
Yeah,
what I
but-
remember. I don't know. He could have changed. People change. Nice guy.
yeah, but there's
Hey,
three
he's not wrong.
things from that
No.
that trip I remember though. I couldn't watch the episode where no one has gone before from the first season of Next Generation because I wanted to see it for the visuals, but we started watching it. My brain just couldn't process it, so we didn't end up doing it.
Well, tell me if I'm
I-
right. This was the first time you had taken mushrooms, right?
Yes.
And you ate the whole bar.
Not all at once, but I just did a little bit at a time.
Oh,
But you did finish the whole bar.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you ate
Oh,
like
I
a
didn't
full
realize that
eight
you had the
your
full
first
bar.
time. Maybe even a
Yes.
quarter. That's a lot for your
Yeah, so
first
Jesus.
experience.
Well, I remember four things. I remember being in the bathroom puking my guts out.
Sounds like that's in
just,
reality a couple months ago.
Puking up planet.
Besides the puking. Well, no, he did puke. Never mind.
I was saying, I
He puked in a tree, though.
remember.
Or a bush.
I remember
Yeah.
trying to watch that episode. Seeing what was the third thing? Haha. Well, no. It's, I just like background stuff because I had my eyes shut for so long that like Cassie, he was cackling about the that bookcase
he
wrap
was.
on the back door of the garage. And she's like, bookcase.
Bookcase.
That's one of the
But
funny
I-
things about hallucinogenics that you do kind of go in circles to like phrases or thoughts or that happened again, or you get in these little funny circles.
Oh,
I'm sure yours wasn't a funny circle, but bookcase.
I also do remember the kids expressing concern for me, and I remember hearing Becca and Cassie just leave him alone, let him do his thing, and
Oh, that's terrifying too.
Yeah.
but I mean,
You went on a terrible shroom trip and then had kids express concern about you and had a camera in your face.
oh,
That's
Yeah.
terrible.
and I also do remember
Oh, God.
Because if a kid is going, I don't know if he's all right. That's
It's
something
probably
that's
not all
weird.
right. Yeah.
but what I don't remember which of the kids it was.
Yeah.
But there's just like, you're gonna live with us forever and ever and ever and ever. And that's what one
That's
of that's what one of Teese's kids said to me in December when we had to move out of the house. It's saying, you're supposed to be with us forever, ever and ever. And I was like,
Whoa,
holy crap.
like I remember that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
I think
sweet.
that experience had a big thing to do with you making the choice to
But well,
heal
but
yourself.
that
And you look healthy, and man, I love all you guys, but I have 2 hours tonight to share with my wife and watch a movie, and then I have 2 doctor's appointments tomorrow, one with my father-in-law and my mother-in-law, and one with my wife, and pharmacy visits and all that stuff. So I need to get some good rest, watch a good movie. I love you guys. Thanks for having me
okay.
on.
But
And,
before
You're always in my
I
prayers,
just got
Mama.
I just
You and your
before
family.
you leave,
yeah,
I do just have like probably the big one that during my trip is I do remember just being swallowed up by this darkness.
wow.
And I mean, I was
Mm.
in tears. I remember reaching out, crying for help. And at that time, I was another case where I heard Cassie cackling about the bookcase. But,
That's help.
but
Bookcase.
here's my thought was, oh my God, this is how I'm going to die. But it's taken about a year for my brain to fully process that part of the trip. That darkness was the alcohol.
Yeah, no doubt. The shrooms
Yeah.
tell you that.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to actually. You put it exactly how I was trying to put it. What mushrooms do very well is point out how you're poisoning yourself, and they do it in a weird way like that always. I remember one time I was shrooming and I was looking at a cigarette that I was smoking, and on the end of the cigarette tip there were all these bodies in hell burning on a the cigarette ashes were people going writhing in fire, and
Dante's Inferno.
yeah, basically Dante's Inferno on the head of my cigarette. And then I would take a drag of it, and I would feel all those souls that cigarettes and tobacco have killed and made lives miserable, and then I'd exhale it out, and the shrooms were like giving me that full experience of like what I was actually doing to myself with that cigarette. And that this is death, what you're inhaling right now, you know. So they have an uncanny ability to point out, hey, you might want to stop smoking cigarettes, you might want to stop drinking, you might want to stop whatever you're doing to hurt yourself. They wake you up to it. That's why I think it's such a fascinating plant.
I did it once and only once, because I thought I was carrying a can of pop, and I thought the trees were trying to take the pop away from me. I was telling my friends, they're after my pop.
Yeah.
It's like, after that night, I was like, I'm not doing that ever again.
Time I like mushroom is when I'm eating it for like, pizza, hamburger or something, or in,
And
salad and stuff and everything else. That's the only time I
Amen,
ever do
brother.
mushrooms.
Just
Amen,
not
brother.
psilocybin.
Those
I
kind of mushrooms are fine. The other
Yeah, I
kind,
like
no.
psilocybin on my salad too, man. On my pizza. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm a psychedelic warrior, man. No, I know what you're saying. But no, that's great. I mean, that the trees were trying to take your pop. I
Yeah.
promise you, they were, because sugar is poison,
Yep.
and it was killing you. And so the trees were going, dude, don't. We'll take that for you.
Probably.
It's really strange that you mentioned trees there, Phil, because I was roofied. I don't know what my drink was spiked with, but when I was on my way home, the trees were dancing with me, and everything was in like Technicolor, and I actually felt like the trees were merging with me, and I was so happy. It was like a scene from a Disney movie. I was dancing with the trees down the street. They were singing with me. I don't know what my drink was spiked with, but I loved it.
I think that was ayahuasca.
Yeah, maybe.
It sounds like ayahuasca, actually.
You are on. That sounds very hallucinogenic.
No, but
Manu, real quick, I really appreciate you stopping by with us.
Absolutely.
I know you got to get going and stuff and everything, but like, just these little, this little thing. This is what we miss about your show and Tyson and stuff. These little things, because we miss your humor, your sincerity, your generous, your nature of who you are and everything else. And we can't wait for you to be back and everything else. I know you got to get going because you got to stuff.
Thank you.
But we appreciate you stopping by to just and come back on the show to we could talk to you about Star Trek and everything, because I've been talking to people who I mentioned. I said, hey, we're gonna be doing a live show sometime, and I said there's an actor that is a friend of mine, you probably know him and stuff, and I said you get to interact with him, you get to ask him questions and stuff and everything else. We have the abilities to talk with somebody and stuff that
Which
worked on Star Trek for 2 years and stuff. So I just want to throw that out to you and stuff and everything. Like, thank you for stopping by just
No
for a
doubt.
short time
And
tonight.
I've seen the beautiful, just like everything in the world, the hard, the soft, the beauty, the darkness, the bright lights and the cold days. I've seen the icky side of Star Trek. I've seen the beautiful side of Star Trek and everything in between. So I do love talking Trek. So I'll definitely come back on an episode and maybe
Yeah,
And we
it's
can't wait for DT.
yeah, and Dangerous Thoughts
Right.
is coming back, man. We're shooting for November. I think we'll get it going. And we have like 7 other shows that we're also trying to pop off. So as soon as we go on, we're going to stay
I've seen
on.
some of them.
Yeah, so it's going to be at least I'm going to be
Are
over
we
there.
are we gonna be able to interact? Well, we gonna be able to interact with you guys like we doing now?
Yeah, of course. On some of the
Yeah, there's
shows,
actually a
not on
live
every
show.
show, but on some of them, yeah, we're doing live shows for sure. That's why I, invested in the studio. We got 3 cameras, we got lights, we got a new computer, we got, we're building the set. We put up a little like brick wall set. I think some of you have seen a little bit of the brick we were putting up.
What up, Mark?
Yeah, it's gonna.
Yeah,
It's,
I've seen it firsthand, so yeah, it's looking good. It's
the
exciting.
only
So I
thing
know.
that's
It
missing
looks
now.
it
It's
looks
not all
fabulous.
it's not all the systems. It's we need to build the set, the actual,
Yeah.
on the stage. But otherwise, we're there, and we just need to get to work, and I need to find more time to kick in. So we'll be back next month, and thank you guys for just even mentioning it. And we
Well,
did
yeah,
73 episodes
no,
last year, and none this year. So I do want to get started this year to just get a good roll into next year and make next year a more positive year for me and everybody else that I love. So.
oh, yeah. So
D
even though
2.0.
What?
DT
even
2.0.
I'm there, Mono.
DTTV 2.0, and Travis, I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna keep it real. We're gonna keep it real. We're not gonna. We're gonna dive into some We're gonna diva into some dark issues.
We're gonna diva.
Yeah.
I'll say that's what I do on Saturdays. That's the name of the AA group I cheer on Saturdays is the Rainbow Divas.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah.
But
I'm totally
no,
a diva.
see,
I admit it. I'm a spoiled, rotten little brat that has a huge heart. So yeah, we'll share it with you soon. Thanks for having me, guys. Love y'all.
Go hang with your
but,
wife.
Love you
dude,
too.
but yeah, let's say
I'm like
that's what
Manu.
we,
Yes, take care.
Bye-bye.
Peace, Mono.
right.
God bless.
All right. So yeah, that's what
I love
I
that,
say.
dude.
Which he was here to see find the right thing there. Or
Oh, I like that.
yeah, that's
very
the.
strange.
That's
I'll try
weird.
something a little different to say because I was playing around with some of the settings for
This is technically
the
correct right
future.
here.
So when Mono does come back, we're saying I'm going to talk to him here in the next day or two to evolve. I didn't realize it. I thought he took his in-laws back to LA. So I guess they're still in
No,
town because
that
my
was a strange trip.
Welcome to Technically Trek, everyone.
yeah
I got to
that's-
run and use
that's
a
what
little
my-
Subscribe, like and
Ensign's room. I'll be
subscribe,
right back.
like and subscribe, like and
Okay.
subscribe to us and stuff. And
Yeah, 'cause
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, I got to learn how to do
And
that.
follow on Rumble. Technically Trek.
Yeah,
There
to say
you go.
I need to work on getting that set up because I've just been so freaking busy with life. I've actually had to last few weeks I've taken not only have I taken a step back, my sponsor, he's got a lot of stuff going on in his life right now, excuse me. So I say I'm comfortable where I am in my sobriety right now. Saying I still have a lot of work to do on my 4th step, but right now anytime I start looking at that, that's when the stress and anxiety start ramping up. So it's just like I need to try and dial it back a bit. So we're kind of
You know
skip
something,
out.
Dave? What you're just talking about just remind me of something about this particular episode because I want to
Mm.
circle back around to this particular
Oh,
episode.
absolutely.
At the end, where Commander Riker was talking to Beverly about tearing down the set,
On his
I
own.
was just thinking about what you just said. How it can kind of correspond with your sobriety, how you've been tearing down the things, trying to tear down those things that has, been trying to eat you alive and trying to
Hmm.
like get you toward stuff like that. You've been tearing down the bad things so you could build yourself to build yourself up better and stuff and everything else. And it just kind of you have that resemblance of like once you start seeing Riker ripping the set down and stuff. I'm like, that's almost something like you could say about
Cathartic.
your sobriety in your own way. At the end, it just leads out to it and stuff and everything else. And you wonder too, how long did it take for Riker to get back to his regular self in a sense, but that's
Yeah.
just my interpretation.
Oh, there's been
I
a
reckon
lot of.
that it had taken him quite a while, and I think he would have had to have had a few sessions with Deanna, because I sort of understand from personal experience what Riker went through in this episode. And it's very difficult when your reality is disjointed and you don't know what to believe.
Yeah,
And waking up in a place that you don't know and then questioning who you are, not knowing who you are, that is very scary. And then lack of information because you've got no memory of it.
mm,
That's also very it's terrifying. It
Hmm.
really is.
yeah, and then when Riker started to figure things out, and he had the phaser and put the phaser to himself, he's like, okay, I should be dead right now.
Yeah.
And that's pretty ballsy for him to do that, and stuff. I
Hmm.
mean, you start thinking about that, you start getting into that. It's like he tested himself. It's like I don't want to say suicide, but it's like he wanted to test the limits of his own reality inside his head and stuff. Real quick, Phil, did I ever ask you about because I know Zach answered the question about he said his cousin was schizophrenic. Did you know anybody in particular who went through, you know, who mind was not in the sense of normality as what we consider reality, and they just kind of have this wobbly of reality.
Borderline. I have a lot of extended family in the UK, and one of them in particular I've been chatting with. He's young. Well, he's turned 26, and right now he is in the hospital. I don't know if they were determining if he was schizophrenic or not. I don't know if he really was, but maybe borderline so. But he did definitely have. He would lose himself. He would have like something would trigger him that would send him down a bit of a spiral on making things worse than they actually were in his mind. And he would snap and he would have these really terrible anger episodes. He had destroyed his flat at one point.
Oh dear.
But then he kind of comes out of it and realizes, oh my God, what have I done? I shouldn't have done that. And while he's conscious of it, he kind of doesn't have any control of it in the moment. So that's about the closest.
I mean, it sounds like Zach and you both have, people who are close, who are family members who in this particular, you could say in this particular episode, it shares some similarities and stuff because we've seen Riker in the sense he seemed very docile and stuff, but then he just loses it,
No,
and they told him
in the
about
episode,
how
it's an alien doing this to him. So
exactly it's in his mind and stuff and everything else, and he's like, oh, stuff, that when he actually regained control of his sanity and stuff, it's like he had to realize, oh man, that was just all an illusion in my head. But yet it felt like, it was so surreal. Like in Deep Space Nine, I think it was called Whisper or something, where Chief O'Brien went through a thing where he spent almost a good lifetime in prison, but they implanted that inside his head as punishment for something.
I don't think it wasn't Whispers, but it was that was an episode we
It
did
it
talk
was mind.
about.
And he just it was one of those psychological things where his physical, he never spent any time in prison, but in his mind he did. And he just felt disconnected.
Hard time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hard
yes.
time.
No, not
Like,
hard. Yeah, it was hard time.
Yeah.
Whispers. That was the episode where it was a biomimetic copy of O'Brien, where he was
yes.
because he thought everyone was out to get him, and it turns out that it wasn't O'Brien at all. So
Yeah, it's like a sleeper agent or something. But yes,
essentially, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
MK Ultra.
you'd be surprised. I heard Zach. But in a sense, in this particular episode, you can take this particular episode in a sense. It's a fiction show, fiction and stuff like that, but you can take little aspects of it and apply it to reality, to what real world application and stuff. In a sense, about like schizophrenia, delusion, people, or border personality disorder, stuff like that.
Yeah, see, I like to describe it as a quasi dating situation. I knew that when I was still living in the Seattle area, and saying I befriended an individual that suffered from dissociative identity disorder. And it's saying that's the current term of it. Multiple personality disorder is what it used to be called. It still gets called that, but the more PC term is DID. And I mean, we didn't sleep together or anything like that, but I mean, I took him under his wing. I met several of his multiples during the time that I knew him. I say, and one of which was the identity that's there to protect him. And I can say he put off a total, even though I couldn't see his aura, I could feel it. It was a totally different vibe off of him. And then he switched back to himself, and I was like, dude. I was a little tripped out, but I mean, it was a big conversation with it, and just like I'm not here to take an advantage of him. I'm not here to corrupt him or anything like that. I am here to protect and make sure that he's got a safe place to live. And I recently met someone in the rooms of AA where they share that they suffer from the disease as well, and they said that most people, he said, nobody understands what I'm going through, but I went to them at the end of the meeting and said, I knew someone with DID. I understand you. If you need help, here's my number. Call me, text me. I'm here to help.
And I can say that he is correct. People don't understand. And I know you only caught the tail end of what I said, what I was talking to Travis about earlier, but many, many years ago, I was actually diagnosed with DID. But then the diagnosis was revoked by somebody else purely because of how rare it is. And it makes more sense to me, the diagnosis of DID, than any other diagnosis that has ever been thrown my way for my mental health. Because I literally become a different person. And she ain't nice.
I don't think
the main altar that I have, she is overly protective in a very unhinged way, and she's caused me a lot of problems and not a lot of people understand. And I mean, I'm not going to go into it too deep, but no, well, not live on air anyway. But I get why people don't understand, because you may sound different, you may even dress differently, but they're still seeing your face. You know, they're still seeing you. And it's hard for people to comprehend that there's a totally different person inside the one they know. And it's a lot of closed-mindedness as well, why people don't understand about DID. And it's very difficult to live with sometimes. Because I honestly, there's been times where I've had like full-on memory blanks. Like when I've been writing, for example, I've had full-on memory blanks, and then I've just been sat there typing, and I'm like, whoa, I zoned out. And then I've read what I've written, and that is not what I should have written. And I don't know. I mean, I know sometimes it's like my main alter, but I know that I've got a few others as well. But they very rarely come out. But yeah, it's really, really weird when I'm looking at something that my hands have written, but it's not me who's written it. It's really strange. And it takes a lot of getting used to living with it. And I imagine it's a lot more difficult for people on the outside. But hopefully there will be more understanding on mental health in general, because mental health issues, regardless of whether it's depression, anxiety, BPD, DID, you know, it's all very serious, and it affects people, as we've seen in Frame of Mind. Yeah, it affects people so differently, and it can make people question their reality. It can make people question whether they're even alive or not, and it can lead people to do some really drastic things. And this episode is a very big episode for mental health. And I'm sure that there is a lot of people, that there are a lot of people out there who watch this episode and have gained some form of understanding from it, or gained comfort from it, to know that they're not alone, even though this is only fiction. You know, a lot of fiction tells more truth than non-fiction a lot of the time. And that's one thing that I love about Trek, is they will shine a light on real world issues, even if the episodes don't really do those issues justice. But Frame of Mind, it's very powerful for a lot of mental health disorders. And I take my hat off to the writing team, the research that must have gone into it, but also Jonathan Frakes for how he played his part in this episode, because he was absolutely amazing. And this episode really does hit me right here, because it is kind of close to home for me. And I just hope. Pardon?
I said it hits you right in the feels.
It does. It does. And I just hope that anyone out there watching that episode, or who is going to watch it in the future, those who have mental health disorders, I hope that they can take some comfort from it, knowing that even in the early 90s, shows like Star Trek were giving a shout out to basically rub it in people's faces that this is an issue and this is happening in the real world. And I
it
hope they
still
can take some
happens,
comfort.
and it's still happening hundreds of years from now.
Exactly. And it's something that is there, it is real. And those who don't have mental health disorders but have loved ones who do, I hope that they can gain some understanding just from watching this episode alone. There's a few episodes in Trek that skirt the borders of mental health, and others that are like this episode, very in your face about it. But yeah, I do love that Trek goes above and beyond sometimes to direct a light on real world issues, especially a lot of things that are still in this day and age, so taboo to talk about, like mental health disorders.
That was one of the things I noticed that TNG did, where like when the original series started, I mean, it was supposed to reflect a lot of almost political things going on in the world, and TNG did that as well. But I noticed they started going into a lot of more interpersonal issues as well, and mental issues and things like that. They started really expanding what they were what's what I'm looking for, but like the topical kind of issues that they were bringing up, they really started expanding. Something else I thought about too is that this aired in early '93. I think it aired in May of '93.
Yeah.
Season 6. So and I don't know what their shooting schedule, how long before they shot it before it aired. This was still within about a year after Roddenberry passed.
Yeah.
And I know the show took a bit of a shift after he passed, but and I don't know. I mean, I think he was ill even beforehand, but I know he was starting to kind of pass it on to other people, and you could see a slight this kind of little shift in writing. But I think they really started. You could see they were really beginning to try and tackle some really almost touchy issues the more it was going on, especially after he had passed. But yeah, I kind of didn't quite understand it as much at the time. I was still only in my early 20s and still just sort of coming out of college when this ended, and trying to find work, and so my mind was all over the place. But looking at a lot of these episodes like this now, looking back on them, I can really understand them in a way that I didn't at the time. I can kind of go, oh wow, like I totally missed that the first time I saw that and never thought about it until you like rewatch these, and I'm like, man, this is going into some stuff that yeah, I never would have considered it like 30 years ago. So
Yeah, I said there is a lot of stuff that just that ahead of their time would be the best way to describe it.
And this is one of the reasons I'm so thankful for Trek, because they're not scared to shine a light on these issues. They're not. And they highlight the imperfections of humanity. Even in a not perfect future, but closer to perfect future than what we're in now, and at the time when the episodes were made. And regardless of how technologically advanced we get, or how peaceful and united humanity become, there are always going to be imperfections, whether it be with society, opinions, prejudice, mental health, physical health, that there are still those imperfections within humanity that they're showing. And that's what makes it more real. That's what makes it more believable when we watch it. Because, even right down to interpersonal relationships and issues within relationships, at little bickering between friends or in a romantic relationship, that they will highlight those things. Even if it has nothing to do with the episode, they will show, like Tom and Balana, they will show them bickering over something, even though it's got nothing to do with the episode, but that's showcasing their relationship, a real world issue. Regardless of what's going on, people can have arguments and disagreements, and that's like an imperfection within us, within humanity. And this is why I always say, the one thing I disagree on with the Borg, there is no such thing as perfection. There is no such thing as perfect, because something that is perfect for one person is absolutely not for another. And
nonsense.
That's why I believe that perfect doesn't exist. Because there's always these little imperfections.
Mary was perfect.
Who?
I said Mary was perfect. Made perfect. Sinless. Perpetual virginity. Pure purity. Tabernacle of Christ.
Yeah, we'll have to agree to disagree on that. Where the hell has Dave gone? Our host has left me.
He abandoned ship.
Please come back. Dave, please come back. I'm not capable of hosting a show. I'll tear it. I'll probably end up causing a glitch in the Matrix or something.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Oh, he's back.
He'll be back.
Yeah, see, there was some weird shit going on with the setup where it was shrinking the screen, and wow, we lost a lot of viewers. What the heck happened?
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not keeping count.
Let's see, we're up to 22, and now it shows we're down to 3. Say what now 4?
No, it's showing 26 on mine.
Huh. Weird.
It reset on your side.
Yeah.
It just
Dave has a glitch in the Matrix, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, no, 2 weeks in a row, so whatever. But I want to give a quick shout out to Not Conscious. I see he's sent out a yo a little bit ago, and say hi, thanks for joining. But
check out our whiskey every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern as well. But don't put this on the same screen as If by Whiskey. But shout out to Mark and Jason. They do a hell of a show. So If by Whiskey on YouTube and Rumble, mostly Rumble. It's bumping on Rumble.
I don't have Rumble.
Yeah, but yeah, we're streaming live on Rumble on Zach's account. I'm working on getting that set up for me. So once I get my Rumble set up, I'm going to probably ditch Twitch because I'm not getting anything out of Twitch really, except a couple of porn bots occasionally.
What is Rumble?
But Rumble's another like streaming platform to stream on.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Is it sort of like StreamYard, or is it
It's YouTube. It's like
okay.
YouTube.
Oh wait, yes. I remember you talking about brain fart. I remember it now.
No, I will not be downloading any more social media. I've only just caved, only because of certain lives that I really didn't want to miss. Purely book related, reading related. I finally caved and downloaded TikTok. I haven't even posted a photo or anything. I'm literally following 3 accounts.
A lot of mixed feelings about that one.
Yeah, the only reason I did is because there was a load of lives for this really, honestly, the book is amazing, and that came out by DJ Krimmer and Joe Arden, and
you can get a lot of traffic, a lot of really good traffic, but it can also be one of the most toxic apps.
Well, this is why I've held off for so long, but they were doing so many of the lives on Instagram and then so many of the lives on TikTok, and I did not want to miss them. Because some of my favorite audio narrators were taking part in it, and I love their work. And like I said, I literally follow 3 accounts, and that is it, just so that I can catch the lives. But I've got an account set up now because I have a feeling that I'm going to need that when my book's published. So it can help.
Yeah. There's an author on there who's a really interesting person. He's one of the most interesting people I think on TikTok, who's really fun to listen to, and his name's Jason Pargan, and he's an author, and he has quite a sense of humor about stuff. I recommend. He's on everything. He's on Instagram and on YouTube. He mostly does shorts, but he promotes his books and one of them got turned into a movie, but they completely strayed from his book called John Dies at the End. And he just put out a book called What Is This Black Box of Doom? Something like that. He started talking a bit about it on TikTok, and his pre-sales sold right out because he gets such traffic on TikTok. And people really like them. So yeah, you can kind of make TikTok work for you that way if you need it to. But
I know. And I thought I'm going to do it now, and then I've got my account set up for if and when my books are published. So yeah, that's there. But I really don't want to download any more social media. I've got enough crap on my phone as it is, and on my tablet. But no, there's one thing about, and I mentioned this backstage, and I'm really sorry just to cut that off. But going back to the episode, there's something that I mentioned to Travis and Dave before we came on air. Right at the end, where Worf and Data get Riker out of that facility, they set up the pattern enhancers for the transport, and just as the
materialization
activate, yes, what Travis said, Data grinned at Riker. Now I don't know if that was an editing thing or if it was just Brent Spiner breaking character, but he grinned very undata-like at Riker.
Yeah,
sounds like something Brent Spiner
was still in his mind. He still wasn't out of it. He wasn't actually being rescued.
Yeah,
it was like
I still think of it as Brent Spiner just being Brent Spiner.
I think it is as well because he was like Data was holding Riker.
It does.
And, and Worf was signaling the ship to beam them up. But then as the matter stream kicked in, Data just grinned. And I'm just like, did anybody else catch that, or was it just me?
I wonder if it was ad-libbed, and then they decided not to edit it out because they realized that works. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Or they thought that the CGI of the transporter.
It's not CGI.
Because if you're not looking really hard, you will miss it, and I don't know how I caught it.
You know, it was wasn't it Phil, you said that you heard that John Delancey said he did some try to improvising when he was on Star Trek when he guest starred on and they basically said no improvising and
Yeah,
stuff like that. I wonder did that extend it to the cast members?
That's a good question. From what I understand, they were really strict. They wanted everybody to stay right on script. There was very little that they would allow any straying off of that. From what I understand.
Yeah,
What a couple of actors have said.
Yeah, and the first two seasons Next Generation, I think it was Maurice Hurley that was really like a stickler on stick to the script. You got to do this. You can't have fun. And say they kept on doing it and goofing off because I mean you've seen everyone I'm sure has seen some of the bloopers. I mean it's hilarious. I mean they'll laugh at their mistakes and sometimes they'll do it intentionally, other times just totally on accident. And same because I think there was um what was it? It was a third yeah, it's third season episode. Why am I blanking on the episode all of a sudden? Come on, Dave. Let me look it up here because I don't want it to.
Told you my dizziness is contagious, love.
Yeah, I know.
Honestly, you're all screwed.
Booby Trap.
Booby Trap. Okay.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, because Ricard was saying it's ship in the bottle, just ship in the bottle, and just like anyone play with ship in bottles when they were boys? And Michael Dorn slipped and say, "I don't play with boys." Because like I've never played with boys.
That could be taken in a multitude of ways.
Oh yeah, that's why everyone on set was just breaking up laughing about it.
He probably said it so serious too. He probably said it in that in that stoic Klingon way, where he knew that he said it in a way where it's just like, oh, he would just it's like wow.
Yeah, but just like oh, Mikey.
Yeah.
I appreciate everybody's
I can imagine Worf saying something like that and being totally serious about it in like a very, like saying something like that and meaning something totally different. Like, he doesn't play with children, he only plays with adults, and having that, being like deadly serious, like, he's not a child anymore, he is an adult, so kids can piss off in his world, I mean, he's barely even there for his son, but Worf, but I mean, Worf always comes out with things that could be taken really wrong.
Well,
I mean, what he came out with in Picard season 3,
exactly.
I mean, that was just really wrong.
That's what I was gonna say. And I will make it a threesome, and Riker's like, "Are you hearing yourself?"
Exactly. Worf's always coming out with shit that he means totally different to how it sounds. So I can actually, I can actually imagine Worf coming out with something like that. In all honesty, but yeah.
Speaking of the caricature, I like it.
You like what?
Oh,
Phil's
I said
caricature of himself.
Yeah, Phil's caricature of himself. See the thumbnail?
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
I like that too.
That is adorable.
This is pretty spot on too. With
it
hair.
Really is.
And I still love the gay gone. I'm sorry, but that's what it's just going to be for me from now on. And I say that with so much love because I think that everything should be, done gay in Star Trek. some of the most fearsome creatures and like alien species in Trek should be redone as gay. Like the Gorn,
But it's
Klingons,
gay.
they're very formidable. We've already seen a gay Cardassian.
Well, you've seen.
I mean, the Klingons might be gay.
Oh.
Maybe. Have you seen their women?
Ah!
Them women are hot. Don't know where you've been looking, love, but Balana.
I will have some surprises coming. I just haven't been left alone by my job the last little while. I've been called in a lot, and I haven't had the energy to even sit and draw anything lately. So, but I do have some things in the works. If I could just be left alone to work on them, but but the fates seem to be fighting me lately. So, but I'm hoping to have something in a few weeks.
Well, you guys have seen H.E. Hertzler's Gay Batleth, right?
Yes.
No,
Hold on.
I need to see this.
Do I want to see this? I don't know
Yes,
if I
you
want to see
It's
this.
a batleth.
Yeah,
He's displaying the batleth. It's pretty.
Am I gonna have to get holy water and
No, and I
sprinkle all of you?
No,
I got holy water. I got 2 jars. Actually, a jar and a half.
Yeah, don't bring that anywhere near me. It'll sizzle.
Not in a sizzle.
burst into flames at that.
I will. I'm terrified of stepping foot over the threshold of a freaking church.
You'll be fine.
Or you could say, I'm
It's just
already
love in there.
flaming enough.
I've got everything I need right here. I've got my sage.
Oh yeah, I got a shit ton of sage as well. I love
There it
sage.
is.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
Goodness.
Omar
Holy
talk.
shit, I want that.
It literally.
Which convention was that?
What's that?
Which convention was that?
A couple of years ago, I'd have to do some research on it, but yeah, it's definitely convention because you can see he's got autographs on it. So
Brilliant.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that too.
I need a Pride Batleth. I need to try and figure out how I can get a Batleth legally across in the UK.
Not in these not in this day and age. You're gonna have to smuggle it.
Oh, I need one. I need
someone
one,
to make it.
especially a gay one.
Actually, you could get it in there very easily, but it may be very difficult to get it away from the Muslim that is going to be used to smuggle it in. UK
no,
jokes.
so yeah, I got that image off of Reddit, and someone said the sort of gayless.
Sort of gayless.
Love it.
So, that is cool. I wonder if that's 3D.
Gold.
I wonder if that's 3D
Gold.
printed though, because if you think a real batleth it be made of metal or whatever it is and stuff, I mean how balanced it is and stuff and whatnot, you'd be thinking it could it be a real world weapon in a sense if you make it a real world weapon and you make a batleth, something like that. But I wonder if that's that one was a 3D printed batleth.
Could have been, yeah.
Honestly, if I had a real Batleth that was metal and not like 3D printed or out like that, that's the only weapon I'd ever need. Because I would make sure I trained myself in it. I mean, I love blades of all shapes and sizes. I really do. I'm very jealous of Cassie's katana. That's like my favorite sword ever. But, with a katana and a batleth, I'd be set for life.
Yeah, but nothing beats a wakizashi. I think I said that right. The short sword. The short sword.
You see, well, I mean, that'd be more practical for me because, hobbits have got height on me. So, that'd be more practical for me, but I no, I love the katana.
You just want the katana.
I do.
Yeah.
I love them. They are so elegant.
I just want all three. I want the katana, the tanto, and the wakizashi. All bladed
so,
up.
yeah, someone made a comment. It's more like a byleth.
Oh,
I like that.
I'm not touching it. I'm dead.
But yeah, that image has been circulating for a couple of years, so no idea what convention it's off of. He's at offhand, but HE, I mean, he goes to a lot of conventions. He's one of the guys that I'd love to see him in person, get his autograph. Maybe
Oh,
we
yeah.
can try
Oh,
talk him into coming to
absolutely.
Comic-Con here in Colorado Springs next summer. So I don't think there was any Star Trek actors that was at this year's convention,
I've
which
just
is kind
missed
of
out on a Star
disappointing.
Trek convention.
Oh no.
Yeah, literally just this weekend. There's been a Star Trek convention. With the convention. Do you know the 3-day conventions that I go to? Star Fury events.
Mm-hmm.
They did Warp 1. It's their first ever Star Trek convention, and Jonathan Frakes was there. I can't remember who. Jess Bush, Melissa Navia. I think Babs was there as well.
Did you just say Jeb Bush? Jeb Bush? As in
Jess
Bush.
Bush.
Sounded like Jeb.
And I can't remember her name, but she plays Spock's mother in Strange New Worlds and Discovery. She was also in Vampire Diaries as well, and I absolutely adore her. She is lovely. But yeah, I missed out on that, and I won't be able to go to the next one in May neither. Yeah, because tickets are on sale for Warp 2 now, but I'm not going to be able to go. So I'm really disappointed in that, but hopefully they'll do a third one the year after, and I should be able to go to that. But no,
Yeah.
After Christmas, all my money is going into my savings for one thing and one thing only.
America.
Yep.
Oh.
So really, real quick, guys, and stuff, because I know it's almost getting to 10:30 here on the East Coast and stuff and everything. Dave, I don't know how long you're going to be wrapping up, or you're going to wrap the show up anytime soon or anything.
I'm not sure if there's anything else really to talk about. I mean, it was a great conversation, and I'm actually right as we speak right now. Colorado City's Comic-Con actually has a link. Say, do you have suggestions for people to come to the convention? So I was like, HE, here's some.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I appreciate everybody's little thoughts and their stories about, like, as Katie pointed out and stuff about mental health and stuff and everything else. And Star Trek touched on it. Star Trek is not afraid to touch on very sticky subjects that people like
Yeah,
you.
absolutely. And
She said to, like Katie said, we understand mental health in a sense for people who, I'm not gonna say we're normal, but people who don't have like mental health conditions, we may not understand it, but we can be sympathetic to people with those, things that happen to them and stuff like that. It's like we may not understand what goes on in someone's mind and stuff and everything else, but to be compassionate and to have sympathy is it's a human trait and stuff and everything else that we could just say, you know what, I may not understand it because it never happened to me, but you have my utmost respect, and I, have, the utmost sincere things about you that I really think about and stuff. And yes, please like and subscribe to this channel, Technically Trek. This is one of the few channels that offer anybody who joins us live can interact with us in chat, audio, or visually if you want to. And we just had Star Trek alumni on here. His name was Manu Intiraymi. He played Egypt on here. He came on for a short time, talked with us, interacted with us and stuff. We enjoyed him. He has a show, DT. I call it DT 2.0 that's coming back on and stuff. Anybody can join us and join the shows and stuff and everything else. And we like the interactive nature of people and stuff and everything. And we are one of the few channels that offer this when we're live and stuff and everything.
I think we're the only channel. I mean, because there's a lot of other Star Trek channels that do great work. I'm a fan of a couple of them, so I'm not knocking them down or anything like that.
Oh, me too.
But this one, I mean, they interact just through the YouTube chat. Here, you can actually, like you were saying, come on camera. If you're camera shy, just turn the camera off and talk to us over audio. We've had some people do that. Zach, I mean, when he's at work, I mean, he's got his camera off, but the mic is on. So, yeah,
and you know what? We want to hear everybody's different opinions besides us just seeing us and stuff and everything else. We would love to hear other people's thoughts and interpretation and stuff of the world of Star Trek.
Yeah, and you're saying like Manu, he just randomly popped on and saying he will be coming back. I'm going to talk to him here the next couple of days, see which Monday works best for him in probably November or December. We're going to talk about the Voyager episode Imperfection. So that kind of
my favorite Voyager episode.
Get his take on the behind the scenes stuff in that episode.
That sounds like a Thanksgiving week. Actually, kind of does. Imperfections.
Yeah.
We'll see though. That's a busy week.
Yeah. We could always do it like either that or maybe do it the Monday after.
That too. Yeah.
Yeah, December the 1st.
That's fair.
Yeah. Everybody, I appreciate everybody and everybody's thoughts, opinions, and just seeing our community. Hopefully, our community still grows and grows and grows and grows, and just to interact. Just take at least a few hours out of your day of what the world is like and stuff, just to talk about something other than what's going on in our daily life and stuff, just to have a little fun.
Absolutely, and that also kind of leads into something that I was been kind of mulling over a bit, is saying, does this 5:00 p.m. Pacific time slot work for everybody? Do we want to maybe push it to 6:00 Pacific? Then that way, because the number of viewers seem to increase about halfway through through this episode. So I'm thinking maybe we need to make it just a little bit later, or maybe do it at the bottom of the hour, 5:30 instead of 5.
Maybe do the 5:30 thing.
Because I know, I've also did the 5:00 because that helps Tyson out. But Tyson, I mean, he's got a lot going on in his life, and bless his heart, and say, but just like, because I know some other Star Trek podcasts start theirs at the bottom of the hour, and honestly, a day like today, bottom of the hour probably would work better for me because of that little nap that I kid you not, I took a nap on the couch, and I was still holding my phone when I woke up. So try and figure that one out.
I'm so jealous that you slept.
Yeah. What did? Oh, we lost. I was just say I saw someone blip out. I thought it was Zach, but no, it was Phil that dropped out on us. Like, what?
Oh no.
Oh.
But no, next week, technically Trek will be covering the Thor from Voyager, although I will not be co-hosting next week because I'm away. So Travis is going to be your co-host for the discussion on the Thor.
Yeah, say Michael McKean, he was brilliant in that episode. Absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely.
A fellow Canadian to Phil.
Yeah, that's a very powerful episode as well.
And kind of going on along the lines. That was good.
There we go.
What
Sorry,
happened?
I was trying to get rid of some windows I had open. I closed one too many.
Yeah, we were
It
just
happens.
talking that we're going to be discussing the thaw next week. Yeah, it's just giving a Canadian shout out to Michael McKean there, who
Oh,
does suffer from attention deficit disorder, and he and some other guy used to really be active on Twitter, saying it. I'm pretty confident. Yeah, he has ADHD. I was saying it kind of he embraces it. I mean, he's an actor and he's able to do an awesome job acting. And um, the actor who played Mr. Hom in Next Generation, he's actually in this episode too. Little early
Yes, he
tidbit
is.
there. He is like
Yeah.
that big, tall thing guy with the funky ass mask.
Like the Scarecrow or something.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
But
I should.
but
I'm
yeah,
just trying to think what I've seen
here's
him
kind
in.
of there's kind of like a picture of the comm badge that the cadets are wearing in Starfleet Academy. It just doesn't look right, in my opinion.
It doesn't feel Star Trek. To me, it
It
doesn't
does
feel Star
not.
Trek.
It feels like a Star Trek spinoff.
I like it.
Yeah, or like yeah,
Oh,
what?
it's.
Not
I
not
like the
not not
design,
a
but
not
it's
a not a
something.
spin-off, but like just a fan
Or
film
sorry,
badge.
yeah, it's like what's his name? McFarlane's show. That wasn't Star Trek, but
Orville.
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 They
The
feel-
Orville.
yeah. It's like, yeah. I can I mention
Yeah,
super
it
quick?
does have a bit of an
It doesn't.
Orville vibe to it.
Look. This is.
See, I'm wearing mine too tonight.
I used
You
to
got
have
yours,
it
Steve?
anymore.
Yeah, even though the I need to recharge it. It's got the Bluetooth, so you can actually use it. Actually works as a speakerphone for communication. But I think I maybe tried it once or twice. It's not that great,
I
but
should
yeah.
get a little thing to cover this that I can put.
Mine is a magnet. It's a magnet. I just slide
Yeah.
it back on.
Mine's
Oh,
mine's
nice. Yeah.
magnetized too. So
Yeah.
With us mentioning the episode from next week, that's going to be covered next week, the Thor, and mentioning Michael McKean. Fun fact, two fun facts about Michael McKean. He appeared in 3 episodes of Smallville as Perry White, and he is actually married to Annette O'Toole, who plays Martha Kent in Smallville.
interesting.
Oh, okay.
That's
And in
interesting.
Smallville, the two characters dated. I mean, Annette O'Toole, she's a legend. But yeah, just fun facts.
Okay.
Right on. Yeah, so fun facts that we won't be able to get because you won't be with us, but you'll be
Yes,
with
I
us in
thought I'd just
spirit.
put those out there now. But yeah, I'm not at home and I won't be able to do the show. So you will have Travis next week.
Yeah, and one of the things, you got a little teaser with this newer layout. So when we do have Manu, we'll have myself, we'll have Katie, and then we'll have Manu in the big slot. Then all the others will be down below. So it kind of gives a little bit of a DT layout.
Yeah, I like it.
Can I
Real quick shout out, like I said in the beginning, back before and everything else. Check out the Netflix documentary, "The Greatest Night in Pop," which about was that back in 1985. We Are the World, how the We Are the World came together. Michael Jackson, Quincy Jones, and Lionel Richie. Check that out on Netflix. It's a really good documentary and stuff.
See, I'll have to get my Netflix signed up again to do that, but
yeah.
But no, my closing thought for today's show is just be understanding about people with mental health disorders, and even if you can't get your head around it, just have sympathy for them, listen. And for those who do suffer from mental health disorders, you are not alone, and there is support out there for you. And people need to have more understanding and don't be a dick.
And say here in the States, you can dial 811, and then that'll get you connected with a someone that deals with mental health issues and emergencies and things like that. Say, well, I personally haven't had to use it, thank the prophets, but it is out there where people that are struggling, that they don't know what to do, make a phone call, talk to someone about it, talk to a friend, talk to a loved one, call 811, talk to a stranger, because I mean they are trained professionals to deal with that and help you out in those regards.
And across here, if you dial 111, it's NHS Direct, and they will be able to point you in the right direction, because every city has got their own crisis team, which
Yeah,
has a
just like
different number.
yeah.
So NHS Direct is 111. It is free from landlines and any devices. So if
And
you are
and
struggling, please reach out.
And
and
Phil,
just a reminder,
Phil, what about Canada? Well, what
yeah,
about the
say
Canadians?
because like Katie, she's up over in England, so that 111's only good for England. I don't want, God knows what it'll
Well, the
do if you
UK.
call the UK. Okay,
And
Yeah,
what
but
about
yeah,
all
what
of
about you,
Canada?
Phil?
Phil?
Oh, like a
Is
mental
there
health hotline kind
is
of
there
thing?
like an emergency hotline like the 811 here in
Well,
the
we
States?
have the same
111.
emergency line, which is 911, the same as the US. But as far as a hotline, I know we do have, what? What did I miss?
No, it's like the busy signal just came through on I don't know if others heard, but I got the busy signal
Oh,
when you're talking about 911 here in the States, and I was like, dude, dude.
Did you
oh,
dial 1-800
There it is again.
999 I used to prank call that number all the time.
oh.
Oh,
Fun.
jeez.
It was
I
great.
I'd have
They
to see.
didn't know
I
what
know
the
we
hell
have
they
some
were
good
doing anyways.
services, but I don't know as far as I know we do have some good, some really good services here for mental health. There is quite a few hotlines for that. I'd have to, off the top of my head, I don't know. I'd have to actually look them up, but they're easy to Google here in Canada. If somebody needs to find that, something like that, there it's super easy to get that. And there's always something in like every local city, town. There's something there for somebody. So
No, here in
And
Canada,
the
it
24/7 is 988 in
no,
Canada.
you still my
You can
24
also
thunder.
drink
days.
it.
You stole my
oh,
thunder,
90, okay.
Katie.
And people, you can always drink beer and bang heroin and smoke dope, and that'll help everything.
Not me.
It won't. It really won't.
Say seriously, who's doing the busy signal there?
Not a clue.
988?
Government
98? Let me see.
bureaucracy.
Oh, mental health crisis 988. Okay. See, I actually had no idea about that, and that's in all provinces.
Yeah, you can call and text that number 988 in Canada, which is the mental health
We got
hotline.
some.
Okay.
Hey, thanks, Texas Spy, for hopping in. So what's it?
Cool channel, actually.
What's that?
Those are emojis that only Rumble can do. I think looking at it, I think it's just two American flags, and I can't tell what the other one. I think it's a Homer Simpson.
I say it's like I'm out.
I'm
Oh, say Phil, you got Mondays again for work.
Yeah, so I was trying to mention that earlier. I won't be able to be on for about 2 months on Mondays unless I can take
Get a break.
like maybe you might be able to jump in on a break, but it'll only be for a few minutes. But I will try to do something on my second channel, on my Life with Phil channel. I'm going to try. I'm going to be doing a lot of live streaming in the next couple of months, and I have the
Yeah,
two
I've been
channels. So.
I've been getting some pops on yours, but unfortunately, it's not a. It's same goes with Zach. I get the notifications he's going live, but with my job driving around as a Lyft driver, it makes it hard to partake in that stuff.
Yeah,
nonsense. You can listen. You can listen to the podcast format.
I'm covering somebody else who's going into surgery. That's why I'm
Mm.
doing this. So
Well, you're doing a
Yeah.
selfless act, then, so
We-
that's all good.
Absolutely.
We plug in right now. If y'all want to experience a nice reflection, meditative state with it, and reach to the pinnacle of your relationship, your personal relationship with the Lord, every Monday through Friday, there is a release of prophetic intentions over on YouTube. It's a gospel reading and reflection channel. Go ahead and check it out. Like, subscribe, or hate watch. Call me the devil, and then I can call you the devil.
or for fun,
That's
you can come to my channel and watch me do art.
There you go. Phil does art. Zach is a spiritual channel. Phil is an art channel. You know,
Whoa.
I guess we
There
have.
ain't no. There's nothing spiritual, man. I believe in I believe in the resurrection of the body and the unity of the soul. So, spirit, body, spirit, and soul.
Where's that
Triune.
come from?
So,
We talk about fun things you can do with Copic markers.
he wins.
This has been a fun episode. Everybody who's
Yeah.
still listening and who's listening and everything else.
apologize.
And like I said, we glad Mono stopped in for a short bit. He gave us a little update on, you know, where he is in his life and the DT and stuff and everything. I'm glad that he did that and everything else. I'm glad anybody and everybody who joined us and stuff. Thank you and stuff. Do not forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and also to you know, like as Dave pointed out in the early the episode, or I should say the show, is we have a sponsor named Dubby. You know,
Yeah,
try out Dubby.
W.GG.
And we just hope to, you know, keep taking the trajectory upwards.
That I did so. Do we get hacked at that? Who that were anybody else hearing that busy signal? Because that's not me. That's
Is
doing
that
that.
me? Is it could be me? I wonder if it's this thing. God, is it? 1 second. Let me
I
just
can't
mute
hear
this and you can
anything.
tell me.
I can just hear all you lot
I hear
talking.
nothing.
No.
So I just got this, so I don't know if.
There it is. Is
I
that
don't
you,
think
Phil?
I'd be
Or
appreciated there.
I apologize if it's this. I just got this, so
do
hopefully
it
it's not
again.
coming through onto YouTube.
I'm just
Well,
gonna blame.
like I say, it's just like it's just like the three little busy signal now. It's like do. There it is.
No, I didn't hear it.
I haven't.
I'm just gonna blame Ottawa. We need an Ottawa exit. Ottawa exit.
That
We need to build a big giant wall around Ottawa and keep
Ottawa.
all of them in. Just to keep everybody in Ottawa.
What? Why in Ottawa? I'm in Burlington, by the way, but why Ottawa?
No, because I'm trying to free you, Phil.
are you talking about just? Are you just talking about the city or the
Ottawa.
entire province?
Oh no, I'm the city. We got to
Okay.
build a big giant wall around Ottawa and keep everybody in Ottawa in Ottawa.
That just went right over my head. I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's the capital of Canada. We're keeping
Yeah,
everybody
I
in
know, but
Ottawa.
Ottawa's the capital of Canada. I'm not that dim.
Well, a lot of people think it's Toronto, actually. But...
I know some geography.
Hey, you're right about that. People are like, "What's the capital of Canada?" Toronto? No.
It's Ottawa.
No, Ottawa.
It's
Well,
like,
what's
what's the capital of Brazil? Or yeah,
Windsor.
What's the capital?
It's Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Just
Windsor.
across from Detroit.
Detroit. Oh boy. But yeah, it's been a great show. Zane, until next week, everybody. Say may Spock be with you. Be safe.
Toodles.
Be kind to one another, and we'll talk to you soon.
Peace and long life.
Night.